Hey everybody, I am just at the boat. This has taken about 2 months to get this blooming thing done. You know, life gets in the way and what have you, and you know your intentions on this and that. So anyway, I've done all this wiring. The video is not going to be a great one, to be fair. I mean, you can skip through it and do what you want, you know what I mean. You have a little look, you can just see what I've done, basically what switch panels I've put in and what I've used. The NMEA network, very simple. Somebody asked me if I do a detailed video, and there's not really much to detail, to be fair, because all we've got underneath here is just the starter kit, and it's basically I think it's got 4 drop links on it on this this starter. Well, it's not a starter, I made it up. So I've got power into me go, and I've got power into go, into network. Yeah, and then there's a drop link which goes up into the Go 7 as well. So that's it, yeah, so supplying power and everything else, that's fine. And then there's 2 goes off then. There's one goes to the flow sensor that's in the back, which is connected to the fuel line. I did put a fuel tank sender in, but it's no good, rubbish. It shows more fuel than what else. Yes, I've disconnected that and I've left it off. And then the other one goes up to the GS25, which is the compass and heading indicator, so I can overlay all the map detailing. So yeah, so that's basically the NMEA network. There's nothing to it. It's just there's just a couple of T's at the back, because the up the top coming down from the GS25 and from the flow sensor, the cables are not long enough, so I've had to split my my backbone, take one through to a couple of T's, terminate it here and terminate it at the back. So there's 2 at the back which go, one goes to flow sensor, one goes to GS25, and up at the front here there's a power in, and there's the connection into the NMEA system, which is in the back of the Go, and that's all there is to it. Nothing. So easy. So yeah, so there's not really a lot to say about that, to be fair. But anyway, like I said, the video is not going to be great. Have a look through it, see what you want. I mean, if it gives you any ideas, you know, how to do stuff, then fine. But it was never really intended on being a massive tutorial. I've got headache and blooming flipping bad back, bad arms, you name it going. Wiring this, it's just been a joke. It's awful, you know. Everything you do on these little boats, I mean, I don't know, I think big ones are the same, because there's just no room to crawl in and do anything. It's a nightmare. So yeah, so I'm glad that job's out of the way now. I'm going to give it a good old clean, good old wash. I want to clean out lot down at the top, and then I'm going to get her ready to go up to Ullswater for a couple of days and go and enjoy it. So yeah, anyway, enjoy the video. I hope you like it. I hope you get something out of it, and yeah, have a good one. We'll see you in the video. Hey up there, I'm just back over at boat on this fine Sunday afternoon, just for a couple of hours or so, not long really, to be fair. I was at workshop last night and making a few bits. I've made some brackets here and some patrices. I made a couple of them, to be fair. These are I think telemex they call them, the for the boat hook, you know, so that the boat hook, because I don't want to drill these into gel coat on outside. I want to just glue these on, and then so I don't want to put more holes in boat than necessary. So yeah, I'm going to stick these on, and then I'm going to go up onto the roof, because I've got these glands, the roof glands to put in. There's 10 cables to go through the roof, you know, for one thing or another. For the radar, and for the compass heading and all the rest of it, and solar, and you know, nav lights and so on and so on. So yeah, I'm going to just take you outside and show you what we're doing. And but it's getting to the back end now. I'm just finalising a few bits. There's some stuff I want to do in future, but initially I want to get this wiring and stuff done and get a horn and that wired up and lights, so I can go out and enjoy this beautiful weather, you know, so I can take it into the marina and go and do some cruising. So right, I'll take you outside then. I'll show you the first job. Right, these are the brackets that I made. You know, they're I think it's sapele, I think it is the hardwood, similar to the Luan and all the rest of it. You know, can't use mahogany now because it's but anyway, but it's similar. So yes, I've made a couple of these, and this is so I can put this boat hook outside and have it ready just in case I need it, and which is good and not stuffed under the lazarette. So yeah, we'll go outside there and we'll position these up now and show you them on. Right, I don't know if you can see very well anyway, but I want to put this boat hook here. But I don't want to drill any more holes through, so I've made these. So what I'll do is I'll just clip that on there. Clip that on there. I want that one to it. So it's just up there. Yeah, so that's where I want that to go. So I'll just get a bit of masking tape just to line it up. I want it slightly off the floor as well, so yeah, that'll do nicely there. I need to get a bit of support for the bottom though, just to keep that off the floor. I'll go and get this. Just roll a bit of this blow roll up, and then what I'll do is I want to Sikaflex these on. So I'll just Sikaflex these on. I don't know if you can see it anywhere there, but right, I want to just get a good splodge on that. Right, very good. And a bit of masking tape just to hold it in place while it's going off. So right, let's just tip this up here. And just shove a bit of this roll underneath here and just squeeze these into place. You see the boat hook as well will just keep them in line, you know, while it's all going off. So we'll give this a good old squeeze in and then just rock it from side to side so we get some suction on that. Yep. Let's put that on there for now. Let's clean this bit of clean that bit of Sikaflex off there. I can always go around edge with a bit afterwards, but that'll be fine.
I give these a coat of Danish oil as well, so it'll be easy enough just to give it another quick blast, you know, should I need to at some stage. But that is yeah, with the curvature of the boat there, that patras is just it's just stopping shy of the back of the boat there, and then this one, same again, a bit of a rock from side to side so it gets some suction underneath. And then I'm going to put a bit of masking tape there to hold this in place. When it goes off, I just don't want to drill any more holes in the boat. You know, I've drilled enough in this boat and for water and stuff like that, but you know, if the less holes you drill, the better it is, really, to be fair. And so that's, yeah, that's nice, is that? So that, now I'll just keep that boat up there and a bit of stuff there just to keep that. Yeah, that's grand. A bit more tape up here just to get a little bit more support. And with it being lovely warm weather, it won't be long before this Sikaflex goes off. It'll be off in no time, this. So right, that's grand. That's going nowhere. And that boat hook, you see, will just sit there. I'll get hold of this camera now. Right, so yeah, a bit of tissue, because I don't want this to sit on the deck, you know what I mean? I want it to be off the deck, so by putting a bit of tissue underneath there, I'll just keep it up there. And then there's patras number 1, patras number 2, and that's how that looks there now. So I can forget that job now and leave it. Right, next job now is to get these glands. These are from Index Marine, these, and let me just empty them out. I went to a workshop last night and I made, you see this here, look, this is what goes through, sorry, this is where your cables go through, that's the top bit, and then this bottom bit here, you've got a seal that goes onto the boat, and then this here goes onto that rubber seal, and then obviously you cut your holes and stuff out there. That fits onto that, and then this unit here fits on top of that. But what I've done is I've made this here, because all we've got to fix to is gel coat, and I don't want to just fix it fiberglass. Yeah, I've just got, and it's only a few mil thick up there. So basically, so what will happen, as you see, is that this will go on back on inside it boat up top here, and then this will go other side, and then I'm going to Sikaflex it on as well. This is the rubber seal and stuff, you see, so it'll basically sandwich like that. That'll be on back on inside it boat. This is on outside, and then they've got the top that goes on it. And I've done the same as well for this one. This is another one as well. This is basically from Index Marine. This is where radar cable's going to go through. It's got a little slit in that as well, so I don't have to cut the RJ45 plug off the end. So what I've done is I've made this, and there's another seal there, and I've made this little round backing timber basically. So that again will go on back, and this here. So I've got some meat to screw into. That's what I wanted it for. I wanted to screw into something so that I can keep a nice tight seal there. And this will be Sikaflex to inside, so which is quite good. Now then, so this up here, look, is where the light is at the back of this boat, and that little step. In fact, I'll just take you up there now and I'll just show you. Right, this step here is where the cables are going to go through. So this is going to fit at the other side of it. This is where my old anchor light and stuff went before. I gelled it off quickly last year, put some gel coat repair on this. It all wants sanding down it and polishing up, but it's no detriment just yet, so I've just left it as it is. So this right here, if I go down here, look, on here, this is the back side. So those are the back side of them studs there. So this literally, it's going to be a little bit of a faff, but it's not too bad. So yeah, so this here will fit at the back of there. That's where that'll go, and it'll form a nice support in there, and I can screw into that, so that'll be there. The other one will be at the side of it, and everything's looking good. So yeah, so that's where that'll go, on there. And I've got a bit of conduit here that goes, well, it's what Beneteau put in actually, so that goes through there and it actually comes down here. So great stuff. I've got a bit of conduit now to put them cables through. I don't know if they'll all go through there, there's a few, so we'll see. So right, I'll get this lot done up here. There's no point filming this lot. I'm going to drill it all and then get it all ready, and then I'll show you it when it's on. Right, the sun's quite bright at the moment, and so yeah, so this basically fits like that, and this goes on first on the top. I'm just gonna I'll just mark that out there, and that's the outside. There's an inner and an outer marker there for that, and then I'll undo this gland here, and push this out here. Look. This is the rubber. There's a little slit in it there. It's tapered as well, so when you tighten it, it grabs around the cable. So I'll put this to one side, and this is what goes on here. So there's just enough room here for these two glands. If I need to take another cable through, I'll have to just go through a different part of the roof. So right, what I'll do is I'll just mark that there. So I need to I'll just mark the outside of that as well, just roughly. So yeah, so that centre needs to come out, and that needs to come out, and then we can fix this in place. But what I'll do is, in the meantime, I'll just drill through and put some fixing holes there for that. So I'll just nip down and get my drill. Because last year in June and July 2025. Okay, right then, so let's have a look and just make sure it lines up nicely, and it looks like it does. Okay, does that. So yeah, just make the pilots for now. Right, let's go through with this now then. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Brilliant. Right, this one now. Let's just get this lot. Rotate that one. I don't want to go too close to profile at bottom, so I'll just There we go, make a couple of, that's 1, 2 and 3. Excellent. Right, let's get rid of this muck off here, clean it up, and then we can get this these holes and stuff cut here. And damn, I'm blessed. I can't find my small hole saw for this, so I'm going to have to be a bit unethical and use a speed bit, which is not good, but that's all I have. Right, speed bit, not good, but can't really do much about it. What we got here, let's just check. Yeah, that'll be fine. Yeah, let's see what it looks like. Just go nice and gentle. Get my brush. Okay, that's 1. Now this. Nice and gentle. Okay, and then this side. Sound. Right, we're through. That's good. Nice and gentle, so don't rag the hell out of the glass fibre. I don't have my mask on, so I want to get this blooming thing cleaned up into a dustpan. Got a masking van, but it's in the van. Should have got it really. It's not nice stuff, this one. It's right, let's get rid of that for a minute. Get rid of surplus. Once this is all done and ready for wiring, I can give alt top up boat then a good wash before I conclude it, and then get the solar panel and all that lot put on. Super. Right then, that's that then. I'll just go and get rid of this these glass fibre shavings, put them in a bag, in a rubbish bag, and then we'll clean that up with some alcohol, and then we'll get it fastened up. Right, let me just get a bit of alcohol to give it a right good old clean. I'm not going to clean to the side of it because it's rough fiberglass at back, so that'll be a lovely medium for the Sikaflex to grab onto, so that should be bang on that back of there. Should be nice. Well, it is nice and dry, lovely. Just put cap on this and then we can start to looking to set this up. So, right, and there's a rubber there as well. So right, that it should pass through there nicely, should the radar bits, and yep. Just nip downstairs a minute, get these bits. Right then, nice and gently now, just ease this out. Yeah. Okay, that's one bit. Let's do this now, reverse it. Nice. This one now. Okay, and then just reverse again and just clean this all a bit. Yeah, that's fine. Grand. Right, another clean up now, and then we can get this lot glued into place. Right, I've just got these glands and that now, so let's just have a look here. So yeah, I'm not gonna open the back of that up yet. I'll leave that as it is. But that's how that goes, like that. Now then, this should be waterproof on its own. Should this out here. So what I'm going to do is I'll just these are not very long. Blimey, they're just long enough just to go into plumbing. Right, I might have to go and get some longer screws for this. Yeah, they're not very good. These, it's not going to go through there and then through into the backing. No way. Right, what I'll do is I'll just put just two in, one at each corner for now, just so it lines everything up. Then I can go on other side, you see, then, and line, yeah, I can line that timber up on back. And what I'll do is I'll do the same with this as well. So I'll just put a screw on this. let's just get over here. Right. Right, just do that and then just get another, just one more screw just to centre everything up. Right, that looks like it's, yeah, it's centred, is that? That's good. Yes, excellent. So that's that then. So yeah, just put those two on there. That seal underneath there don't look right. Grand. Just take it off again. Try. Oh, that's better now. Yeah, a lot better. Yeah, the seal looks more centred on the fitting. So I need a couple of longer screws there to go through and then grip that timber at back when I put that on back of there. So I'll just go downstairs and just get a couple of longer screws for this. Back in a minute. Right, I'm just going to fetch you down here now, look. So this is the back side of that hole. When I can look and see it. Right, okay, so yeah, that's the back side. That's the longer one. And then that's the shorter one. So right, I'm back up top again. So yeah, those are both on now. That gland goes on afterwards, so that's fine. Yeah, that's how that fits. Look, it goes on like that afterwards. But this is, and so does this other one as well. But yeah, I'm gonna Sikaflex this now, and I'm gonna go to it back, and then I'm gonna fasten this on so that it forms a nice piece of stuff to grab onto. So yeah, I'm just gonna Sikaflex around there now. And then you can't see me, but that's what I'm doing. So just put a nice lovely seal on that. Yep, grand. Right, so I'll just go and offer this up now on inside, and then I'll come outside here and I'll fasten it down. Tell you what, 2 hands would have been brilliant. And if I'd have cut that out there, I could have put my fingers through it. I hope it don't push back into this off. If it does, I'm going to have to cut that out. Let's see if it grabs it. I'm not expecting miracles, to be fair. No, I don't think it has. Right, I'm back. I need to just cut this foam seal here, because I've just literally I've got nobody to help me, so I'm going to have to just cut it out like this. So I can get my fingers in and hold that timber in place. That's what happens when you're on your own. Nobody to help. I need to put a bit more Sikaflex on there because it's come off with it being jiggling around it back of there, so let's get some more on. Okay, right, back down here. Tell you what, come up here first and just undo this screw because it's too long now. Right. Right then, bit of jiggery pokery now, bit of magic to hold that in place while I screw this up. I need a hook, back in a sec. Right, I've got a Allen key, so I'll just hook this round back over here now. Like that, hold that in place while I attempt to screw this down now. Yep, that's got that on this side now. Oh yes, it's got loads of compression on that now, which is brilliant. I'll just clean this gunk off my because Sikaflex goes absolutely everywhere if you're not careful. Right, so that's good. So now these two can come out now. These two smaller ones. Oh, what am I doing here? Taking the wrong hands out here. These two here. Take these out. Now then, screws I've put in here. Right. They're just ordinary zinc screws. I don't have any stainless ones, you know, of this particular size. But it just gets this job done. And to be fair, I don't think it'll really be a problem because none of it's exposed. They're going to be all contained within, you know, within a material, you know, like this seal, and also it goes into a timber at the back. So that means that it's not going to be liable to corrosion. Right, I've just run that Sikaflex around there just to clean it off, and that basically for now is done, is that. So we'll do it on the side. I'll go around there. I've pre-drilled these, so I'll put some sticker on this, and then we'll do the same again. We'll hopefully my Allen key will go through and I can get a bit of purchase on that. So right, I'll just Sikaflex this now and stick this on back. Is it doing it? Yes. Right, so I can pull that out now, which is good. Undo this. And put another screw in here. So yeah, we're almost sorted with this little job now. Yeah, got some lovely pressure on that now, so that's not going anywhere. Can put, and I'm going to have to put the cable through for radar. I have to put that through because it's a hole, and I don't think it's going to rain, but you know what, sod's law, you never know, anything's possible. So right, so that's them organised. Let's get this cable through foot radar now. and then we can seal this. I'll tell you what, no, we'll just put this on first. Right, we'll put this first top on. I'm doing it manually with this, you know, no power drills and stuff like that, because sometimes you can go a little bit gung-ho with them and end up stripping the threads out. Well, the self-tapping these, but you end up stripping it all out and then end up in a bit of trouble then, you know, to buy another gland. These are from Index Marine anyway, if I haven't already said. This big one, it's a multiple cable entry gland, and it was about 40 quid, I think, something like that. And the other one, the small one, was roughly around about 30 quid-ish, something like that. So that's it. So that's that then. That's that on there now, finished. And then what you drill through these with all you loosen it off, drill through your cables, and then when you tighten it down, it tightens around the cable and makes a nice watertight seal. So yeah, I need to go and get that radar cable now, and then we can put it in place. Right, this is the radar cable. This is the end that goes into radar itself, and then this is the other end. It's got an RJ45 Ethernet plug on there. Then we've got as power and all the rest of it here to turn it on. So this has to feed through that gland and then come down into cab boat. So I'll just feed this through now, and then once it's fed through I can put it onto radar. Right then, the question is now, will this RJ45 fit through my hole? That is the question. This will be interesting now, because otherwise I've not done it big enough. I'll just try it. Oh, it does. That was lucky. 16mm bit I use, and I think it's something like 20 is the gland opening, but that's all right. That's fine. At least it goes through. I'm not bothered. That's it. That's the main thing. So push this through. Oh, do you know what? What an absolute idiot. Putting it through here and I've not even put what they call it on. Top at gland. Metal. What an absolute fool. Right then, I've got his gland. There's his gland. And this top, so we'll push this through here. Right. Let's see if this will go through here now. Fingers crossed. Yes. So that's through there. So this needs to go right through there now. Let's just shove it all the way through now. It's warm today. Gagging for a drink. I'm gonna go get a drink of water in a minute. Might barbecue later on and have a beer or something. Nice cold one, that'll be nice. I got that radar cheap off eBay. Imported it from the States, from Florida. Didn't know if it worked or not, but anyway, I took a punt. The guy wanted quite a bit of money for it, but I ended up getting him down to about 160 quid. So, and I thought, yeah, I'll take a punt at that. Anyway, I did, and then import fees and everything else ended up working out at I don't know, about 300 quid or something. I mean, that I can't remember now, something like that. And but anyway, it works. It works. Right, so this here goes round there like that, and I'll just put that cut at the bottom as well. And then what I'll do is put that on there like that. Then that fits on there, and it forms a nice tight seal. Need to pull radar off though now, and I've got to wind this round radar base so that it's all trapped as a cable in a journal. So right, I'll knock camera off and I'll do that now. Right, that's the cable. Look, it comes out of the gland down there. It comes up round and basically around this little journal, and it goes into the back of the radar there and just fastens on. So that's all good. So this can go back on top now. Right, that's this lot done now. There's the cable gland. Look, I didn't bother showing you me wiring it all up because well, not a lot to see really. But yeah, it's fastened on there, and it's all wired into back at radar there. It goes on a coil and comes back there, so that's how that goes on. And this is the back end of these glands here, look, so well, midges. I mean midges in my face. So yeah, so this basically here, right, is it's not drilled that yet. That one's it's solid as that now, so that's basically watertight as that now. So yeah, so I've got the rest of it to wire up, so that's the first bit that's done now. Anyway, it comes through back of there, you know them timbers that I made, they're there up basically, so those are fastened on there now and tight. So yeah, that's them all good. And yeah, and that one there as well, it's all tight as well, so that's all fastened up nicely. The cable goes into this conduit there, and it passes through boat. This is what Beneteau put in. Passes through boat, and then the radar cable goes through there. So yeah, it's about 30 mil that I think. So I'll get a few cables down that, and that should be good. Right then, we'll get on to the next bit now. Next bit of wiring. Right then, I've got a drill bit in here. There we go. I think it's a 6mm drill bit that, or something there enough anyway. I've just measured it at the side of this cable. So the first one I'm going to drop through is the VHF. So yeah, I've got to pull this through, and so let's just drill it and just see what it looks like. Let me just let's move this around a little bit so I can get my drill in. Right, okay, that's good enough. Right then, let's drill this one up close to this side. I've got a lot of cables to get through here yet. So right. It spins around a little bit, does that on rubber anyway. Right, let's see if it pushes through okay. No, not really. Right, it's going to be a case of pushing this thing. Oh dear. I thought it might have been a bit easier than this, but it's no. This is going to be good fun. I thought it would have drilled straight through that and no problem. obviously not. I want to get a bit smaller drill bit and just see if I can just adjust that. Well, let's drill through with this smaller one first. Right, that's definitely better. Right, let's just. It's gonna grab this and it's gonna make a nice seal, I reckon. But I'll tell you what, it doesn't like it. It's very. At first, it felt very rigid, but. You know what, I might end up having to get a bit of silicone grease to do this. It's gonna be. Yeah, I'm gonna just get some silicone grease. I'll just shut camera off for a second and I'll come back in a minute. Right, got a bit of silicone grease here that I would use for work, so to speak. So I'm gonna just put a bit of that on there. I've already took screws right out and all nearly, so it takes pressure off that thing. But yeah, this rubber bung, it seems to be quite, yeah, it's not like a plastic thing. It's right. So that basically, yeah, a bit of silicone grease, and then wow, that's gone straight through, has that? Fabulous. Right, I'll go down and I'll push that. I'll pull it through now. Yes, it was very grabby. That, so I'm going to pull this coax through now. Right, before I finish that, I need to look at getting some tie wraps on that. Right, I'll just get some tie wraps and we'll tie this one up. Right. Okay, we're nearly there. Just a bit more. Right, that seems to be okay. A bit tight. Take that off there. Yeah. So that is good. Yeah, so that one's fine in there. Yeah, a little bit of grease, but yeah, when that's tightened up, it'll pull that. But yeah, that gland, fantastic. Right then, let me see what else I'm going to pull through then now, because I've got this light bars, navigation lights, and all that lot. So right, I'll nip down and then we'll see what else we're going to see, what cables we've got to do this now. Right, I'm going to drill another one through now. I'm going to put some 1.5 cable through now. This one's for the nav lights side. Now I'm going to wire these in parallel so that yeah, and put them into an IP67 box. There's a couple of Wago connectors in there. It's IP67, so it's waterproof, so I'm not really worried about using like household products and stuff like that, you know what I mean, you know, like standard electrical stuff, you know, because it's gonna, whoops, knock camera over now, look, like a fool. Can I see it? Oh yeah. Yeah, alright, I'm just putting another drill bit in now so I can just drill this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just show you these these IP boxes, and then what I'll do is I won't show me wiring up everything, because there's no point just showing you that, isn't, you know what I mean? It's just same old, you know what I mean? Once I've got them all through and wired up, I'll show you. But I'm going to put a bit of silicone grease on this again, and then so we can push this cable through the hole. Yeah, this is 1.5 is this as well, and it's round, so the cable is quite a bit thicker than the last lot. So I might have to go and get another drill bit for it. Yep, another drill bit a bit bigger. Right then, I don't know if you can see this, but this is the IP box. Just undo these, and this is it basically. And there's some Wago connectors inside there. So what I'm going to do is, because this has just got tinned cables and stuff coming through here, I'm going to undo this and then take this off, and I'm using the existing nut and bolt and that came with it. So what I'm going to do is undo this now. Right, that's fine. And then this here, just going to right. I'm just lining it up and seeing where this comes to. Right, so the fastener would go in there. Right, okay, yeah, so I can drill through that bit there. So I'm going to drill through there using something like a 3mm drill bit. So let me just see where that looks. Right. Yeah, so I'm going to just drill a hole through there, through that, through this bit here. See what, I'll just drop it, because there's like a there's a grommet in back of here. There's one at each side there, so I'm going to just drill below it. So I've got some decent plastic. It's alright, I know where my fingers are anyway, so yeah, I'm going to just drill this a lot. So that's basically where that bolt would go through there. And I'm going to drill a bigger hole then through this for these cables to go through. I don't know if you can see it, but anyway, this is where it is. There we go. So that's that, if you can see it. So those are going to go through there like that. Here, so that will fasten on like that, look. That's it, but I can connect into there. But I've got some glands as well, so this cable can go into here and connect, and then what I'll do is I'll fetch one out of there and go across there and go down to the other side. So I mean, these have got like rubber knockouts here, but I don't want to use them. I want to use a proper gland, so I know that it's 100% solid is that. So right, I'll nip down and get those. Right, I'm going to prepare these, look, these are 20mm bushes, so basically, so screw these in here. Right, so that's took the entire knockout out of there, and then these bushes go in here like that, so that's all good. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little bit of Loctite 55 and I'm going to just thread seal these just for good measure. So right, I'll nip down and get some of that. Tell you what, I'll change my mind. I'm going to just use a bit of roll call gas paste that I would use for work, just to seal these threads here, look. So this stuff is like dog's doo-doos to a blanket, absolutely. So that will, there we go. So I'll just screw this bush into here now, and that'll give me a nice seal. So tighten that up. Yeah, so that's made a nice seal there. Let's get a bit of the old blow roll. Give it a little wipe. There we go. It's not black, but it don't matter. Right, and we've got the dropping me. The blue roll's blowing away. Right, so I'll just put a bit of paste now on this thread, on this gland. It's got a rubber on this as well, on this gland. But I'm just going to put a bit of extra, just put a bit on this as well, just for good measure. This is a 16mm, is this. So we've got a 20mm to a 16mm bush in there. And then so that means now that I can fasten this in here and make a nice joint. There we go. Just tighten it up like that. Not too much because I don't want to wreck the fitting. So yeah, that's good. So now, so my cable can go in there now, look. And it will, when you tighten that up, it'll be nice and solid, will that? So I'm going to prepare other side now. I'm going to do this side, put a bush in there, get this flat side, because I want to, mind you, am I going to come along back or what? Yeah, I might, because that'll go in there, you see, like that. If you can see, go on there like that, you see, fasten up there. I'll put a bit of secant up back of that. So yeah, I think I'll just come along here and then go along there and then up. So I'll go down this front bar and I'll do that bit front, and then this along back can go off there. So yeah, right, I'll just tighten this up. I'll come back to you in a minute. Right, I changed my mind. These nuts and bolts here, I think these are just zinc. So what I did is I ordered some marine stainless bolts here. Look, they're about, what are they, 60mm or something? 50mm bolts these. So yeah, and they've got a washer and a locking nut as well. Got a locking nut there. So yeah, that's going to be best for this job. So yeah, basically what I'm doing, I've got this prepared now. So I'll take that off, look. So that means, you see, that I'm going to Sikaflex this round here so it makes a nice seal. That goes on, and then this nut goes on the back of there into there, fastens on, holds that. It's only merely to hold the this starboard navigation light on the outside, and it'll bolt all the way through here. And then what I can do is I can make all my connections inside that box, run round to another one round there, make the connections in there, and do exactly the same. So yeah, I'll show you me doing this side. There's no point showing you the other side. I'll just show you when it's finished. So you're right, I want to just stick a flex this now and get this all glued up and put on there, and then we can seal it all up. So I'll just get some stuff on here. Right, there's a couple of standoffs there, you know. So let me just do this. Has this gone off or what? Blowing heck, I think it's gone off in tube. It's that warm. Right, just a second. Let me just give it a bit of a thrutch in here, see if I can get it to go. Yeah, I seem to have right, I need to watch this stuff. It gets everybody. Where does this? Right, so this is, I'm going to make a seal now all the way through here. Okay, right, I think that'll be alright. Be a bit of a fanning around on the inside though, this bolt, fingers full of this gunge. So right, so that goes on there now. Press this through here. If you can see where it's going, right, it's there. Excellent, right, that's good. So we need this washer on now. It's a bit tight. Looking a bit blind here. Oh, that was a stroke of luck. Dropped it, but it's not gone far. Right, I'll just get a bit of this paste so I can just stick it on end. Right. Okay, we're on to a winner. Right, so we'll get this locking nut now up back of here. So fiddly. You need tiny fingers for this. Blimey. Right, okay, that's on. Right, I'm going to nip downstairs and get my Allen keys, and we'll fasten this up and get this somewhat like. So back in a minute. Right, got my keys, got the right size for that. Can't find my long nose pliers, but I'll just use these little nips. It'll just hold this in place while I just tighten this up here. You know what, it's the one come out of here, the little thing. Okay. Blimey. Right, we'll just wipe this Sikaflex off this cable now. Right, okay, that's fastened there, but that sticker flex needs to go off now and make the whole thing quite rigid. Yeah, that looks alright, does that? So yeah, so what'll happen then is this now. This cable now can go into here. Right, I'll just trim some of it. This paste is sticky stuff as well, so look, trim this back here. Got plenty of cable anyway, so. Use my tin snips. Right, okay, that's fine. So that's okay now. That. So I'll tighten this end at gland up here. Right, so that's not going anywhere now. Solid. So that's all in there. And we need to get some more tie wraps around this. There's going to be a load of tie wraps on my neck. Wow. Well, it is what it is, isn't it? So right, I'm back in boat now, and I've shown you, you know, putting that gland pack together and all that business. So I'm going to get all the rest of the roof wired now and then pull out cables through, because I've got to pull them all down through this here. Look, I'll just spin cam round, just show you. Look, so yeah, there's alt cables coming through this conduit here, so I've got to get them, all these through, VHF and everything else all down. So when I've done that, I'll show you when I'm ready to wire up. I've got this panel out here, but I've also got this here, look. 1 minute, got this switch panel here. So what I want to do is, I've got for the top lights, this one here will be for the central front one, the front light bar, and that'll be the left bar, that'll be the right bar, so I can turn them on individually, and I've got a momentary switch there for my horn. So yeah, so I'll be getting this lot prepared, and then we can get this lot put in down here and wire it up. So I'll just do that now. Right, this is sorted at the back of there now, and a lot of this is wired now down there. I've got to make it all tidy like at the moment, but anyway, that's the gland there, and there's 3 cables in there at the moment. There's one for the nav lights, and there's one for this main centre here, and you see this underneath here, look, that there, it's a connector. You know, I've forgotten what the hell they're called, these now. Yeah, an Evogue's connector. Yeah, basically it's an inline thing. I'll just split it, look. So yeah, I mean, this is IP67, so you know, you split it like that and your cable goes in, and obviously it sandwiches when you tighten it up there. And then that basically, you know, this splits at both sides, look. So look, here, look. So your cable goes in and you joint it there, and then here basically. And then what you do then is, you know, is I've run it round, you see, so it's going to that middle light, you know, the light bar. So yeah, so that's what that is. And it goes, it's up there, look, that's it there. I've just got a tie wrap round there, just so it's round the bar. so it's just holding that nice and tight. But yeah, but that's basically in. So then if I want to take this light bar, if this light bar fails, I can just uncouple it there and just take the blooming thing off and change it. I'll do the same with these. I've got these as well to do. I'm using 1.5mm cable for these, so I've got some more to order. I'm a bit short, so I need some 1.5, and then that'll run these at side of here. But yeah, that's not wired in yet across there, because that's for the back side of this here. You know what I mean? So it's going to come off of this, it's going to run around frame, and it's going to go underneath there, and it's going to go to the other side and to that other navigation light. So right, I'm going to wrap up for today, and I'm going to go home. It's 9 o'clock, just gone, so that's it. I've had enough today. I've got 3 cables through there at the moment, so yeah, I've still got the horn to do, and wire up the other navigation light, these 2 light bars, and the anchor light as well to wire up, get that one done, and then I've got the GS25, the compass and heading indicator and stuff, you know, I've got that to wire up as well. But I've got a field connector for that. I'm not, because I see that gland there, you know, I've had my canopy adjusted so that it basically it goes over, you know, so it'll go over cable like that, and it's like got a little flap on there, so these cables just go underneath it nicely. And I've got no room, in fact he's altered it, so I've only got that distance there, that's it. I've got no room now to put another one in here, so I'm going to have to cut that NMEA 2K cable and then put a field connector on, and that'll go inside underneath the helm. But anyway, I'm hoping that we're all wired up tomorrow, and then that's another job out at way then. So yeah, then I can get on with because I've got solar panels and stuff to put on as well, but I'm not going to do the solar panels until everything else is totally wired and I've washed the roof and got everything all nice and fine and dandy. This needs to be tidied up, because this here is and there is where the old anchor light and the old antenna and stuff went there. So I just gelled it up last year just to get it watertight, but I've got to sand it all down yet and tidy it up. So that's another job to do. But yeah, we're getting there now. We're getting close, and I'm getting excited now because we can use it soon. So yeah, I'll wrap up for now, and then I'll be on next video, and I'll be continuing on again. Right, okay, I've got this side on here. I didn't bother showing it wired up, but anyway, this is the side of that. Just a minute. So yeah, right, just setting that up. So yeah, these are wired here on what's called Wago blocks. So I've run that cable around. I've got to fasten it all back there yet. I've not sorted that yet. I need to just adjust that, and then but yeah, I'll go to the other side now, and I'll just show you this Wago. Right, okay, let me just spin this round here. Right, okay, what we've got here is these are Wago connectors. There's one there as well, so what you do is you basically lift these cams up like that, and then you put your cables in basically. I've just done those ones, those are red ones in there, so then you just basically just push that into there and just literally just clamp that one down. That's tight now, and then same with this, put it in there, clamp it down, just twist these together, and again put that in there and clamp it down. Right, a bit of tug test, and those are all, yep, nice and firm. So all we do then is just literally just push that inside there in this IP box, and put this, it's got a seal inside it, so just pop that on there, like that, and then they just turn on a cam, these, so basically can't go wrong with it. So it goes from 0 to 1, and then again 1 minute, 0 to 1 there. Whoops, dropping my screwdriver again there, and then that there. That's locked in now, that's all good. So yeah, that's basically sorted there. I've just run this cable around, so I'm going to go to that side now and just adjust that end, and put a couple of tie wraps on and get this sorted out. So right, I'll knock camera off now because I need to wire the rest of this up. So I've just shown you how these Wagos work and these IP67 boxes, so that should be fine. That'll keep the weather out of there. Brilliant. Right, I'm just inside boat. I'm just going to wire this anchor light up, but you know what, you know this 2-stranded cable, it's a bit naff if you ask me. And to be honest, I've got one of these these inline IP connectors, and obviously I want to be able to split this should there be an issue in future. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this apart, and I'm probably going to wire some of this 1.5mm cable, probably wire it through. To be honest, I think I'm going to just fit it inside there and leave it in one length because it's got his foot anchor light, and I can make the connection at the opposite side of the that roof gland. So it'll be in one straight continuous piece. It'll be about 1 metre long. So I'm going to take this out and get my soldering iron out, and I'm going to have a look inside there, and I'm going to change this this 2 cable wiring for some round flex. So right, I'll do that now, and then we'll get it set up. Right, I'll just get my solder, and I'll just tin these. And I'll just tin these ends. Okay, that's them done. Let them cool. You probably can't see this, but I'll do these down here while it's supported in the vise. It's a bit thicker cable this, and it's 1.5 this. Yeah, very good. Right, I don't have my hot air gun with me, so it will have to be my blowtorch. Turn it right down there. Yeah, super quick that's done. So yeah, we're all good there. Yep, sound. Right, I'm just for good measure now, I'm going to put a bit of insulating tape on, just so it just builds that that shrink wrap. I don't want it to wear through and then end up causing a dead short while it's inside that tube. So yeah, that'll be fine. And a bit of this on, so we've got a bit of shrink wrap on covering that, and then we've got a bit of insulating tape on that, because this is going to be inside this tube, out of sight, out of mind. It's sealed at top anyway, so no should get down it. And then we can push this one down now, this bigger shrink wrap. Here, look. If it'll go all, come on. Right, that's it. Just a bit too far. Right, come on. Dear. Got them blowtorch between my knees. Right, just pull this back a bit. Gone a bit too far with the damn thing. Here we go. Right, that's it. Grand. Right then, let's get that shrunk on now. all good. Right, so that's there. Just take the heat out of it. Yeah, right, grand. So that now can go, I can push that inside that tube look like that. There we go. That's in there. Release this front vise, and then I can put this end back up there. And yeah, that's back to what it was originally. Put my grub screw back in. So let's just put it on the end of it, it's a bit easier to. So yeah, grub screw back in there. Yeah, that's grand. Right, that's it. That's done. We've got a cable coming out of there now, so we've not got any issues now. So that'll be better now when I start putting the anchor light up and down now, so it shouldn't cause a problem. Right, let's go back on board now and get this thing on. Right, well, whilst I was in van, it's been blooming raining outside. Didn't realise, so fab. Anyway, I'm going to just check this now with this this battery I've got on inside of here. Just check it, make sure that it actually works and there's no issues and no shorts and stuff like that. So yeah, so I'll just put this there, make a connection, and we've got, yep, everything is good. So yeah, the anchor light's ready to go on roof now. So right, I'll do that now, we'll get it on. It's raining, so I won't take camera up there, but I'll get this one fitted now. Right, I'm just over at workshop. I've got this switch panel, got a momentary switch there for the horn. This is for the light bar, so that'll be the left or the port light. That'll be for the main headlight, and then the starboard light as well there. So I'm going to make a timber backing for this. I've got some spacer peel here. I like to use this peel and then just oil it, to be fair, because it gives it, you know, a little bit more longevity rather than just plywood. And so yeah, so that'll go when I've cut this opening on the boat, and then that you know, and then that's where the switches and stuff fit into the fiberglass. This will fit on it, and then the timber will be at the back, so I've got some meat to screw into, because when I want to put the switch panel, there's only a bit of fiberglass, and that's it, excuse me, that's all we've got to drill into. So yeah, I'm going to make a backing for this now, so I can put that on the boat and glue it in. So what I'll do is I'll make that, and I'll show you what it looks like in a minute. Right, I've made this. I decided to do it on mortiser, so yeah, because it's just a cleaner cut rather than faffing around with the you know, with the jigsaw and that. So yeah, so basically there's the switch panel. This is the back that's going to go inside. So if I just basically let's tilt this down a bit. 1 minute. Right, so yeah, so this basically goes like that. I mean, this obviously this is going to go behind the gel coat. This is going to go in front, and so now I've made that now. So it basically gives me something to screw into. So that's good. So yeah, that's it, and I'll glue all this in and I'll oil it all up and all the rest of it, and I'll let you know, and then it'll be nice and strong then. So yeah, so that's basically what that's like now. So yeah, we'll get it on board, we'll cut the slot out, and then this can be the first bit of the wiring for the horn and the lights. Right, so we'll get back to the boat. Right, I've got my mask on, and I've took that panel off, and I've just pushed it through all. I'll just spin this camera around and I'll show you what it looks like. 1 minute. Just spin this round. Right. So yeah, so this switch panel, I've just tilted it through all, pushed it through, and I've pushed it out of the way because I don't want to be cutting through cables So yeah, I can put my hand in there. There's cables and all sorts going past there, but I'm alright, everything will be fine. I've marked that up, so I'm going to cut that little rectangle out of there now, because that's where, oops, that's where this is going to go, behind it. So that'll go through there, it'll go through back, and it'll be glued on. I've got something to screw into, which is fabulous. Right, there's no point me showing you sewing this out. I'm going to just cut it out now, then I'll show you in a minute. Right, I'm just back up on boat, at top of boat, and I've basically got all these cables through, if you can see, look. I think there's 9 that go through there. Yeah, so those are all there. These are ends for solar. I didn't bother showing, you know, wiring all this lot, all of it up, because it's just wiring basically. But anyway, you can see underneath here these special cable glands and stuff that I got. They're inline ones, because I wanted to join these light fittings up here. They've all got short cables, and round here, I'll tell you what, I'll go around on the side. Now this bow cushion as well, that's on. Did that yesterday, so that's all good. Just letting these snad fasteners just go, because it takes 72 hours of them apparently to fully cure. Right, so around here, the anchor light, it had a couple of just single wires coming out of it. So what I did is I stripped it all down. I'm sure I documented it earlier, but yeah, stripped it all down, and I basically put some 1mm cable in there, into some conduit, and then down at the back, down there, and then that goes into that gland down there. And then I did the same with horn as well. I stripped the horn down because there were a couple of cables coming out of this as well, a couple of wires, so I took them out, and I basically wired some 1mm straight into there, and then that goes all the way down as well. And then I did these stays, a couple of 316 tubes, you know, with these fasteners on end, and I put some of these on as well, because when I pushed the frames out to put the canopy on, this sticks up in air, you see, so that'll be basically in weight canopy, and it'll be you know, if it'll scuff it and probably cut a hole through it. So what I can do with this, you see, is I can just undo them, and I can just rotate this round so that the smooth edge is on the canopy, and then and it's not getting gouged and scratched and all the rest of it. There's the radar reflector by Echo Max, and yeah, it's on her 316 elbow there. It's fully supported. I was going to put a little leg down there, but it doesn't need it. It's all right. It's strong as that. Solar panel's got to go back on. I've just took it off because I'm going to give this roof a wash, and then I've just got to, you know, I'll just get these, you know, these grub skulls and stuff here. I want to drill these frames now, these metal tubes. Take these grub skulls out, drill them so that they go further in, and then the grab, and I'll be locking them all with thread lock as well. These lights here, these nav lights, basically there's a screw goes all the way through, and what I did, and there's 2 wires there, so basically, so I got a couple of these boxes and some Wago fasteners, so it basically fastens. If I go to the side there, look, it bolts through to there. I've Sikaflexed that on there, so it gives it some nice seal, this box. But yeah, you can undo those 4 little cam locks. This front comes off, that's sealed. And then the joint's made inside there, and it goes into a gland. It goes from It's a 16 to 20 gland is that, and there's a 16mm gland there. So that's tight now, so that's basically fully waterproof, and it goes up around the arch and then it goes down into there. So yeah, there's a couple of way-goes in there connecting the live and the neutral, and those are nice and solid, so there's nothing getting in them, and that's on back. So if I want to change these lights in future, all I do is just undo that cover at the back of there. This will come out, and then I can just put a new one on. Everything's cool. And then here again, you know, we've got that light bar in front of here. That's all good. Widen it same way. And I've changed all these nuts and bolts as well, because they were just temporarily temporarily fastened down. And so what I did is I basically just replaced them all with stainless nuts and bolts. So that's them all done now. And yeah, so around here we've got this, the radar goes in there, and then we've got that multiple entry point there. I just used one, it's about 100mm long or something like that. So yeah, so that's basically all that lot. And then we've got same fasteners there, you know, there's a junction box and whatnot and that there. So yeah, all this is fastened off these roof bars, which I upgraded. There were 22mm bars on these, and I took them off and I bent the slight radius on that, bent them, and what I did is refasten them down, and I glued the hell out of them with Sika 291. So that those are super strong. I wanted them to be strong because I don't want them to come off again, and those are basically supporting the radar with these demountable rails. These are demountable, got hinges on so you can open them up, but these T's here, these aren't, because I don't want this lot coming off. So what I did is I just basically put these on so that the whole thing stiffens up together, and then that's it. But yeah, the whole thing is not going anywhere at all, is that really. It's sound is that. So yeah, just got to, like I said, do these grub screws and stuff, get these drilled and locked, thread locked, and then they'll be all good. So yeah, we'll just go down here now and just show you out back what I went into the workshop. You see, I made these little hardwood timber backing pieces, you know, to go at the back of those glands, because if you look there, look, I glued, sickered it as well, so those are glued on now, and those are at the back of those entry glands on outside. So basically, so I put them there so that I've got something to screw into, because otherwise you're just screwing into the fiberglass here, and there's not enough purchase on that. I mean, there's a lot of cables and stuff going into there, and at some stage there could be a little bit of pressure on that joint. So anyway, by doing this, it's going nowhere, that now, and it goes into there's some conduit here. I don't know if your boat will be like this, but this are already in, so there's a bit of conduit there, and it goes right down into the fabric at the boat, and then it goes down this corner in here. So there it is, and to be honest, it's full. There's not really any room now to get anything else in there. So and we've got 1, 2, that's VHF, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Disregard that one, that's something else. 9, 10. So yeah, there's 10 cables there, and then we've got all the rest of the cabling and stuff there. This is all what Beneteau did. So yeah, so that's all the cable in there that goes up to the other bits and bobs. So yeah, so I need to get this now wired all down and back, and then into these relevant switches. You know, there's anchor light up there that's got to go back into there, and I've got a spare on this one. Look, I've got a spare there So that's basically the radar. What I'll do later on, if I put AIS into it, which I probably will, what I'll do is I'll probably put another, one of these switches here, I'll probably put another one in somewhere, so that when the radar is switched on there, it'll switch both the radar and the AIS, but I'll split that and I'll have 2 switches then, one for AIS and one for radar, and then I can just turn them off if I don't need them, if I'm on inland waters and what have you, and up river, don't need it. This is the horn momentary, and then we've got as port light if I want it, that on roof. Then we've got as bow light, and then we've got as starboard there. So yeah, so if I want a bit of forward vision, if something goes over the side or something and I want some light, I can just put relevant, switch on, for what it is. So right, yeah, so I've got to run these cables through now and get them into the relevant places. There's no point really me showing that, to be honest. I'll just show you. This is the end of that radar cable, and it's got inside there it's got a waterproof joint as well. This all comes with the cable anyway. These are power cables for it, and this one here is basically, there's an RJ45 LAN cable in there, and at the other end of that it goes out, and it's got a fitting out end of it which goes into radar. So yeah, A-OK, that's all fine. Yep, so this is all ready and good. So yeah, so that's the next thing now, and then I can run around this boat and give it a right good old clean up again. I've just come today just to have a look and just make sure that that bow cushion and that lot out there, see, look, that grey cushion, it looks quite nice out there, does that? Yep, so that's on. I just left it on last night, so that's good. Oh, just something else here as well. This cable, this is part of the NMEA network. There's a backbone in that here, and I've had to cut off the end of the other NMEA cable. So basically, yeah, this is it. Here, look, there we go. I had to cut that off, and then I've got a field connector here, so that'll fit into the backbone. There's a couple of terminators there, but I think I'll end up extending that one and taking it through to the where the petrol tank sender is, because I have a couple of fittings. I've got a tank sender sensor which goes from analog to NMEA 2K, and that'll give me my fuel level in the tank. And then there's this here, I've got this. This basically is a fuel flow sensor, so it works for both petrol and diesel. And so basically, what happens is, this is on a NMEA 2K as well, so this basically fits after the fuel filter, and then it'll give me my fuel flow into so it'll display it then on my chart plotter, which was good. And then got some drop links in that here, and that one is the that's what came with that GS25 upstairs, that heading indicator. So that's all to be wired in. But yeah, I'll get this lot done, and then we'll see how everything's looking, and get this lot all tidied up in here, because it's not very good. Yeah, and I have some I can't remember what this is now. I think it's 3mm cable. Yeah, this is to go. When I did the calculations for the fittings upstairs for the journey to each of these switches down here. Well, from the switch panel to the battery, obviously I need to add up all the amperage, the current flow, add it all up, and then I can run a cable then back to the battery source in the isolator, and then what I'll do then is I'll put a fuse right at the source of that. It might be something like a 10 amp fuse or something like that. It's only a short distance. It's probably around about 2 meters, 2.5 meters, something like that. So yeah, so 3 mil cable will be fine for that, and it'll be wired up to the switches. So yeah, I'll get on with that now, and then we can get this boat washed, and then get it out onto water. Right, I wasn't really going to show much at wiring, but anyway, right, this is where everything's gone. I managed to get all these cables, and it goes, you see this back of here, it goes, there's a bit of a void at the back of there, and it goes all the way along and then goes along to the front and it opens up, and you can get your hands in here. Well, I've got my draw rods here, look, so you know, these are flexible and they bend, so basically, so I put a rod down there, put it in there, and it comes out here, and then this is basically attached to these last 2 cables that's here. So I'll just put tripod in a minute. There's not a great deal to see, blooming neck, but anyway, right, okay, let me just do that, look. Oh, you know what, you can see it anyway. Right, I'll just pull this through. I'm pushing these cables on the side. A bit of a tussle. Anyway, right, so there we go. So I'm pulling on them, and it's pulling these in. Can you see, look? In they go. That's it. Sound. So that's basically all that lot. There's a load of cables in here. Right, so anyway, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cables there. So these now can be wired into relevant switches. I might do that now actually. So yeah, so we'll do that. And then I've got also a NMEA 2K system. There's a drop link coming down there, but they're all passed outside here. And I've got this here, which is, well, I bought 2 off a guy off Facebook Marketplace. This is a tank sender unit, this, and it basically converts analog, which is these 2 wires here, to digital, which is the NMEA network, and then I'll put that into a drop link and into the T there with terminator on end. So yeah, and then at the other end here I've got this, which is that flow sensor for fuel tank, and that basically is underneath here, so easy accessible. There, look, there it is. So yeah, apologies if the camera's not that good orientation. So yeah, so I'll basically notch into that there, and then that'll go out to the engine, and then there'll be the link then into that fuel flow sensor. So that means then on the SIM-rad here on this display, I'll have the fuel flow in real time, and I've got all this. I mean, this is all analog, you know. I mean, the engines are all 4, so I'm not bothered. So I've got analog rev counter stuff, and it's got all the AC temperature and everything else, and I've got my petrol tank analog sender. I was going to wire it into the back of there, but because of the distance and using the NMEA network and stuff, I might mess with the ohmic value of the true sensor sender unit information. So I'm going to wire that tank sensor that's out there. I'm going to wire it as close as possible to the tank, and then they shouldn't interfere. Then should be okay. And then I've got my analog controls as well. You see, I've got my trims there. You see, for the engine. I mean, there's this is the Suzuki control unit here, and there's the electric trims and that there. So I don't need everything else, and I don't need all instruments on the display. So right, I want to what time is it now? Look, it's 9:05, and it's about 25 degrees in here. But yeah, so I'm just working on this for next half an hour or so. I want to draw these cables through, and then I've got them all ready to wire up tomorrow. Yeah, I can't wait to get boating with this now. It's just taking an age, really. But anyway, it is what it is. Right up there. Right then, I'm back at boat. It's cooled down a little bit now, so I'm doing a little bit on this again. It's been ridiculously warm the last few days. Anyway, I've got to get this NMEA 2K backbone through from round here. Here it is, up into there, and then down the back of there, through here, through this conduit, one of these yellow ones, and then out into the lazarette, and under here. A lot of the wiring you see comes back and forth through here. So yeah, I've got to get through and then into this, and then make the latter half of the backbone and the NMEA, because one's going to the tank, which will be here. I've got to send a tank sensor for this, and also a fluid flow sensor for the petrol in there. So yeah, it's an absolute nightmare to do this, because I've got to lay in there upside down in contorted places, losing skin and all the rest of it. So there's no point filming that, because you'd never get any good shots anyway. It's that difficult. Most of it's blind. So right, I'm gonna get them in now. So yeah, wish me luck. Alright, so it's one of them. Alright, I'll come back in a bit when it's done. Right, I've got cables and solar cables and crimps and a lot. I'm back in this area, and underneath here is the backbone, the NMEA 2K in here, and I've put this connector on. In fact, you probably can't see it under the yeah. What I've done is I've used a couple of the piggyback spades. So just a second. Yeah, these here, look, so that it's got the extra bit, so you can get two connectors onto one there. So yeah, I've set it up with NMEA 2000 and put it onto my display, and it's on chart plotter in there, which is in here. There we go. It's not got any Jubilee clips on yet, because the ones that I got are too big, so I need some smaller ones. But anyway, that's a flow sensor, and that's all protected. So it's all connected onto the NMEA 2K system. So yeah, so I'm going to just finish off wiring this. I've got my wiring diagram here, because I've got a field connector, and I've basically cut this end because it goes up. And it goes through the roof up there, and to be honest, I've had to cut it to pull it through that gland. So I'm going to wire this up now and then get this sorted. Right, I've finished off this now. I've just put this here cable onto me. I have a little 12 volt test battery here, which I use to check out circuits before I finish them. What I meant by globally wired, if you didn't know what I meant, basically all the neutrals are all basically wired onto this timber, and it's just got a nut and a bolt through there, and everything's all tightly wired down to that now. The main neutral comes off there and goes down to the source back at the kill switch area. There's a neutral pole in there, so that will go back to there, and then this live wire here again goes back to the fuse, which is out in the lazarette from the source point as well. So that basically is it now. So those are all lit up and wired. So yeah, there's the horn. So yeah, so that's all good now. So all I need to do now, because those are all fitted, is basically just fasten this together and make sure it's nicely supported, and then run this 3mm cable here right the way through to lazarette and wire it onto a fuse and wire it onto the kill switch. So yeah, that's what I'll be doing next. But yeah, that can be fitted in soon, and then we're almost complete with that bit of wiring. There is this solar here, solar wiring. I've got a kit in van that puts the ends back on these, because I had to cut them off and pass them through the roof. So yeah, so there's solar wiring to do, and then I can take that down and then underneath there and into my battery to battery system here. If you can see it, I don't know if you can see it very well, but yeah, there's where it is. So it'll wire into there, but everything else is all wired up here. It's all on fuses and stuff. So right, I'll get on with that this panel now. Just wire this into it, Lazarus. Yeah, this one's same here. Look, this is globally wired. There's all your neutrals there. Goes into the back of this switch. In fact, this is for the radar and that. So yeah, so I've just put that on a fuse at the back of there so that I can get to that at source. So yeah, there's a 5 amp fuse in there. So yes, that all works on that. So that's all good. So I'll label that up. I'll put that, make that radar, and then I'll carry on wiring through here. But yeah, you can see what I've just done a similar thing, except mine's out of hardwood and that's out of some kind of plastic block. Yep, so that's all good. Right, I've wired this in now. That original switch panel, that's there, it's on a 15 amp fuse, so that's basically in there, and I've labelled it SP1. And then this is a 10 amp fuse because that lot, if it's all on constant, draws roughly 10 amp for everything, for the 3 lights and the horn. So I've named that one switch panel 2, and those are wired in now. So I'll tidy all cabling up now. I've just wired it up for you, look. I'll tidy all these cables up now, and then I've done a test on it, everything's good. So it all works fantastically. So yeah, I'll just go up onto the top now and I'll just show you these lights and that working. Right, I best talk quite close to this because yeah, blooming, I ain't got my mic on. But yeah, anyway, look, that's sides, front, and anchor light. All sorted. Just hold this close to my face. And right, we've got that on. Nav light on there working, and the side light there. So that's it. The what the starboard light. Yeah. So that's it. So that's all right for them. That lot now. So those are all wired up. So right, I'll get this lot tidied up now. I think it's time for a massive clean up because it's a right state in there, and yeah, it's time to have a clean up because it's not very good down here, to be honest. But yeah, I'll get this all sorted out now, and I can talk you through NMEA network. Right, I've got to make these connections up now, you know, these MC4s now. So I've just got my connectors and stuff here, so yeah, I need to do this this one first, which is the red one, which is the positive, and that's as a female connector does this. So basically put my MC4 in like that. I've already put it in there, so I'll crimp this shut now, and that should be done. There, look. And then what you do, I've already put this this on this end here. So basically what I'm doing is I get this fit in, push that into there. There we go, it makes a nice click, and then fasten this, and then you have a special spanner here that comes with it. So what you do is you just put that on there and you tighten it up with that until it clicks, and then that's it. So that's an MC4 connector made, and that now will go into this one, which will, I mean, that's says positive on this anyway, so that's positive to positive. So that basically will click into there nice and tight, and then that then will go down to my charging port. So right, I'll get the other one done, and then we can cut the other ends off and then get them wired in. Right, I'm just capping off now. Right, recapping. Right, so basically, so this NMEA network's in and the radar's in. I bought a couple of these off Marketplace. They are analog to NMEA 2000. They're basically digital converters, and what they do is it basically tells you what's in the fuel tank. And I also got a fuel flow sensor, which is in here. I've got to put a couple of there, look, I've got to put a couple of Jubilee clips on that yet. I've got them, I'll be putting them on shortly. But yeah, so yeah, we put that on and I fed everything down. It's filthy in here as well, I've got to clean this out yet. I fed it down the tubes that were already in situ, and so they basically just feed through the boat, and then they terminate at the back of the Simrad Go 7. Right, I have a fuel gauge here, analog fuel gauge, that works very well. And when it said right in instructions, let me just spin camera around to me now. Right, okay, so yeah, it said in instructions that you could use this tank, the tank sender analog one with this, and it along with your analog, and also with these NMEA adapters. And I don't know what resistance they are then, but to be fair, it was showing that I had more fuel in the tank than what I'd actually got. So I'd rather have an analog fuel sensor rather than NMEA network, because although I do like the glass cockpit and everything else, I want some controls and that to be excuse me, to be analog, so that they're literally what you get is what you see on is what you get basically, and it does what it says on tin. But the flow sensor is what I really needed, to be fair. So having that sensor on tank, it don't matter really, to be fair, because the main thing is the flow sensor, and that is the biggest thing for this. So what that does is, what I'll do is shortly I'll fill the fuel tank up to the brim, and then I'll reset this flow sensor and tell it the maximum fuel on this boat in the tank, which is 136 litres. And what it does then is it basically, when I start the engine up and run it on idle or whatever it is, it's basically monitoring the flow. And so what will happen then is the flow will be displayed on my display here, and if I want to put a plot a course, somewhere, and that'll probably say, it's not enough fuel for that or what have you, know what I mean, it needs so and so. But I'll have to basically calibrate it all first, along with the radar. I need to get that all calibrate the GS25 and everything else. I've got to do that on open water. I can't do it on the river because there's just not enough room to do your rotations and all the rest of it. So what I'll do when I finished here, this wiring, well, I've finished it now, but what I'll do when I'm going to give boat a good clean out shortly, is I'm going to take it up to Ullswater for a couple of days, go up there with my missus and our dog for a couple of days, go and chill out on water, and calibrate it all, check all the systems, make sure they're all working, all charging and doing what they should do. Solar's all wired up now. The panels on the roof, I just need to connect it, but I've not connected it yet. But yeah, I mean, basically this wiring bit is done now, so I'm going to upload it now. I'm going to sort it out tonight and upload it. It's not going to be a great video, you know what I mean, you've probably got to this far so far, so it's not going to be a fantastic one. It's just showing you, basically what I've done and how I've done it, and I'm not going into detail too much, but it's done. So yeah, I've got other things I want to get on with now, like I want to give it a wash and get that all cleaned up, and get all insides and stuff all vacuumed and cleaned up from doing this job, and then I can get it ready to go up to Ullswater. So yeah, so I'll leave it here. Not a great deal to say about this one. I mean, we're going to be starting boating soon, so all this work in here
is coming to a close soon, so it'll be nice to start enjoying the trips and getting some use out of this. It's been a bit of a slog, so yeah, so I'll leave it here for now, and we'll get this uploaded, and I'll see you on the next one. Have a good one. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.